country back, and then make a little political announcement. Okay? How's everybody feeling?
Good.
I just left Washington. I feel great. Wait your turn. I want to say first, congratulations to all of you gathered here today. You are looking at someone who spoke as you felt during my campaign, who thought as you thought during my campaign, who said the things that you and I all felt during my campaign, and then he got elected. And since he's been elected, he's continued to say the things that we all feel, do the things that you all want your congressman to do, and in the process, almost now a year into this job, I've made an equal number of enemies in both the Republican establishment and the Democratic establishment. I stand before you tonight thoroughly exhausted, beaten and battered, more tired than you can ever imagine, with permanent scars all over my body that will never leave. And I say all this to you, and those of you who know me well know that I'm speaking the truth. I say all this to you to remind you and remind me, as I do every day, that we are at war in this country. We are at war. And what I've done the last 11 months, almost a year, is simply play a part, a pretty big part in that war. Everybody asks me all the time, what's it like, Joe, to be a congressman? Are you having a good time? My answer is always the same, no. I didn't think I was going to have a good time. I went there to stop this president. I went there to grab my Republican Party and shake it up back to its core roots. I went there to go to war. And every day has felt like war. Every week has felt like war. Every month has felt like war. Folks, we're at war. This country is going through a revolution for the very soul of America. The media doesn't get it. Neither political party truly gets it yet. And that's okay. They're gonna get it. But this is a war, this is a revolution, if you will, to get us back to what our founders envisioned. To get us back to freedom and limited government. To get us back to the original American dream. As your Tea Party conservative freshman, I can tell you right now, being in Washington now almost a year, we're winning this war, even though it doesn't feel like it. And that's, hey, an important point. We're winning this war right now, even though it doesn't feel like it. It's going to take a long time to truly win this war, but we will win. We will win. How do I know that we're winning? I was visited 2 days ago by, actually my office in DC was invaded by Occupy Wall Street. About 20 or 30 of them came in and sat in my office all day. We sent out a tweet. One of them actually threw up in my office. I spoke to one, a constituent of mine from Lake Villa, Illinois. And I asked him, I said, why are you here? He said, I need a job. I said, what do you want your government to do to help you get a job? And he said very quickly, we need more regulations and we need taxes on the wealthy. And I asked him, I said, how would that help you get a job? And he couldn't answer it. None of them could answer that. But understand, they are so angry in that with those protests. Most of them don't understand why they're out there protesting. Even more amazingly is our president, President Obama. How do I know we're winning? Look at his speech in Kansas. Would you look at and listen to his speech in Kansas yesterday? He basically showed the entire country who he is, and what he believes. He threw away all pretense of trying to bring this country together. He basically said the free market system doesn't work. Individualism doesn't work. Freedom doesn't exist. The way we're going to get this country back, he said, is to go after those who create jobs and create wealth. Go after the makers in this country. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because even if this is really what he believes, I don't think that at this moment in time, that's a speech he wanted to give. But when you piece that speech together, along with the Occupy Wall Street protests, it's clear that this president believes the only way he can get reelected is to rally up that base. Because he's lost the middle of this country. He has lost the middle of this country, and he's not going to get it back. Because the middle of this country... The middle of this country wants to work. The middle of this country wants to keep their homes. The middle of this country believes the money they make is theirs. The middle of this country wants government off their backs. He's lost them. It's gonna take a long time to win this fight. Look, I'm a Republican. I'll go to my grave as a Republican. Right now, the only shot we got to get this country back is the Republican Party. If they don't deliver, if we don't deliver this next year, who knows what's coming next? But folks, everybody in here, everybody outside of this bar, outside of this restaurant, we've been asleep for years. It is going to take a while to get this thing called America back. To get this American dream back. And the dream, folks, is simple. There's a part of me that says, if you think you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, wad that up and throw it out the window this next year. Wad that up and throw this out the window next year. This election comes down to where you stand on the American dream. And this president does not believe in it. In the America you and I want to live in, you make $1, most of that dollar's yours. That's your money. Now, we all got to give something to support government at some level, but 90 cents of that dollar is yours. And in our America, that's your money. You take care of your own life. You keep that money, you grow your business, you take care of your family, you take care of your parents when they get older, you decide what church you're going to belong to, you take care of your health care, you contribute to your favorite charity. That's your money and that's your life. And in our America, you're free. You are free to succeed. You're free to buy a home. And you know what, folks? You're free to lose that home. You are free to succeed in this country. This president believes in America where you make $1, the government's taking 60 cents of that dollar. And the government's going to take care of everybody. And the government's going to make sure everybody has a home. The government's going to make sure everybody has a job. And if they don't have a job, the government's going to support them for an eternity until they can find a job. In President Obama's America, we're all going to live in $200,000 homes. We're all going to have $100,000 jobs. And everything's going to be perfect. That's not right. That's not free. And we know it can't work. We know it can't work. And that's what this election's about right now. I don't know where everybody stands on who the Republican nominee should be. In many ways, it doesn't matter, folks. In many ways, it does not matter. Every single day, this president's in the White House. He is destroying what makes this country great. He needs to respectfully be removed from the White House. He needs to be beaten. And whether it's, and I'm asked all the time who I support, I don't have an answer yet. To me, it really doesn't matter. If you want this country back, if you want the American dream back, it's not going to come from some Republican in the White House. The only way we get this thing back is if this movement continues to grow. Politicians don't need this. Politicians don't need this. You don't want them to lead it. This isn't just President Obama's fault. This isn't just the Democrats' fault. If we've got a government right now that we can't afford, if we're placing a debt on the backs of our kids and our grandkids that they'll never, ever forgive us for, if we've got an economy out there right now that can't breathe, that's not just the Democrats' fault. We got to be honest. Both parties systematically, year after year, have sent us down this road. You can't depend upon the Democratic Party. They believe in government. The problem with the Republican Party is, at our core, we don't. But we've lost our way. It doesn't matter who the presidential nominee is. We have to beat President Obama. And whether it's Romney, Perry, Gingrich, you name it, every single person in this country has got to work their tail off for whoever the presidential nominee is. Let me close with this.